Hi there. Today I'm gonna channel for you guys. As some of you know, Marion and I recently brought this frequency discovery game onto this planet with 7 cards in it, and all the 7 card decks represent a chakra in the highest frequency. There you go. So today I'm going to channel for you, and I'm going to use our frequency discovery game to bring clear messages through on the topic that Source is going to decide. So I'm going to use the heart chakra deck. You can see that we have the singing bowl and the green color, which represents the heart chakra. And we're going to ask Spirit what the theme of this channeling is going to be. So what's going to be the theme of today? Ooh. And the theme for today is fertility. As you can see, all the cards are in 2 languages, Dutch and English. So the theme for today is fertility. I allow myself to be passionate. So it's going to be about fertility and passion. I will shuffle the cards first. I'm asking all light beings, angels, helpers to bring clear messages through. The next card we have is Deep Insight. I exist beyond time. Let yourself be surprised. I see beyond the physical. Time capsule. I grow in the opposite direction. Then we're going to use the solar plexus deck, and we're going to ask Spirit what messages want to come through for the collective that is watching. In the theme of fertility and allowing yourself to be passionate. How can be more passionate and fertile within their everyday life? On fire. Speaking about passion. And the affirmation that's on this card is, I transform darkness into light. And I'm being called to use the card at the back of the deck, which is sharing. I share abundantly. Okay, let me see what we have at first. We can always pull more cards when necessary. So today's channeling is going to be about your fertility. And fertility comes in a lot of different ways. You can either see this as really bearing a child into the physical world, being fertile in a very physical way. But fertility means more than this. Fertility is also planting new seeds and nurturing them in order to grow in the form of projects, creations, new friendships that are very fertile. So really look for yourself, because it is a collective reading, in which way you're being called to be more fertile in this time, in which way you're being asked to plant new seeds within your own life. And to do this from a very passionate place. So where can you plant seeds of passion within your day-to-day activities even? How can you allow more passion into all the things you normally do, and maybe feel a little bit more pleasure within the things you eat, are more conscious of what you're eating and feel the passion that's in there by really enjoying with all your senses, is what I'm getting. So fertility is also the birth of passion in every now moment. So in which moment can you allow more passion and pleasure in? Then we have the cards Time Capsule. I grow in the opposite direction. The other cards, Deep Insight, also talks about time. I exist beyond time. So with this I see that sometimes you might feel like you're actually taking steps back. And what Source Spirit wants to tell you is that by really letting go of this attachment to time, you're actually seeing that sometimes, even if it feels like you're taking steps back, it actually means you can jump forward quicker because you have the knowledge of reflection. You have the deep insight that's being gained by taking the time to really observe and be conscious of what has happened, what will happen, and what is happening now. So all these different timelines are moving simultaneously. And by that I mean that your now is what's creating your future. So really being present in your now moment and really allowing all your senses to be present now is what you're being called to do. And the funny thing is that when we're really grounded and present in the now moment, we automatically have a very activated root chakra, which allows us to be a greater channel for Source Spirit to come through. So the deeper our roots go, the farther our crown chakra can actually open. Then we have the cards of the roots. And you see that at the back of the deck, it's the crown chakra. So it's also talking about that your connection to an open crown at this time is really being rooted, being planted within the earth, and really connecting back to her core. And the card says, let yourself be surprised, I see beyond the physical. So really grounding at this time is actually helping you to see more clearly between the different layers and between the different dimensions that you're being shown, and to really see beyond the physical illusion that's often there. And by doing this, you're actually gaining more insight into where you can shift your reality into a more fertile reality, with more passion, with more joy, with more love, with more abundance, which is your birthright because it's within you. So where can you actually shift the way you look at things internally so that it can be projected differently outwards? Then we have the card On Fire. I transform darkness into light. So this time where you're actually really becoming more grounded, and by that becoming more fertile, you're really being asked, just like the fire burns, what fire does essentially is, because it burns, it actually transforms darkness into light. And by this transformation, the soil is being fertilized. So the ashes of the fire work as a fertilizer for the soil. So you can see what is being called within yourself, which darker parts, which shadows are there to be seen and be transmuted within the fire in order for you to become more fertile, to become more clear and more light. And by that, experience more fertility within your own being. So that's what you're being asked to do. And a very practical way to do this is by visualizing all the voices that are these yapping voices that are saying you might not be worth it, you might not be good at something, or the voices of fear, of illusions, of judgments that you put on yourself or that others put on you. You can actually hold them within your hands and see a fire burning between your hands, and letting all these illusions, all these attachments, all these fears and disbeliefs being cleared within the fire. And once all these things are in the fire and are transforming, once you feel like it's finished, you can actually feel that the ash is within your hand, and you can put it on your heart and allow your heart to take in the light from the lessons from this transformation, from this transmutation. So that's a very simple way to work also with the spirit of fire. Then we have the card sharing. I share abundantly. What I see for you is that when you become more grounded and you become more clear within your own being, and you allow this fire to transform you, you'll automatically come into a state of connection with others from a very clear point. And from this clear point, you're being asked to share your gifts, to share your voice, to share your uniqueness, your deep insights that you've gained from this transformative phase. And to allow passionate relationships back into your life. So know that at the end of this transformative phase, you're gaining a lot of moments to share with others, to share your knowledge, to share your wisdom. And sometimes we need to go through these hermit phases where we're actually really cleansing our internal world, so that our external world can actually shift with the new cleared internal reality. And when we're in this process of clearing our internal reality, we're actually being prepared to come out of the cocoon again and to become open with these new wings, with this new more evolved version of ourselves. And that's what you're growing into as well, to come out of your cocoon and show your true colors to this world. Because there are a lot of people waiting on your unique gifts, on your unique voice, on your unique expression. And it's a gift to this earth to show yourself in that way. I feel like we can pull some cards from the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is also a very important energy center where we birth new creations, where we are really fertile if the chakra is opened. And we get this card. And the card says global. Different things unfold within me. Often while we're going through these processes of transformation, you see glimpses of unfolding. You see glimpses of new versions of yourself. Maybe also old versions of yourself that are revisiting, but then are being called to be integrated from a clearer place, from a more evolved space. And what I also get with this is that when you're actually getting old versions of yourself back, first look at them with compassion, with empathy, and then see what aspects you want to bring with you from that specific version, and which aspects you want to hold within the fire and are being called to dissolve. What I'm also getting with this card is that different things are unfolding for you within your career, within your creativity, within the way you express yourself. So be very curious as well and keep an open mind on the glimpses of soul that are coming through, the glimpses of intuition that are calling you to a certain direction, to a certain group of people even. So really follow your intuition on the glimpses of hints you're actually getting, because slowly the path is being cleared and different things are activated on this path in order for you to become your full passionate being, to become very fertile within your soul. So we have more. We have the card Victor. I feel the champion in myself. So what I get with this card is that a lot of times when we're dissolving a lot of ego, when we're dissolving a lot of illusions, when we're dissolving a lot of attachments to old versions of ourselves, it's really important to celebrate yourself, to really celebrate the victor that you are, to celebrate the champion within yourself. So to really celebrate the things you're overcoming or have already overcome. So be very proud at this stage of the growth of your evolution, and even though it might not realize itself already in the physical, be very, very conscious of what you've already been doing within. So to really feel this appreciation for your own being, for the evolution that has been taking place, for the steps that you have taken internally in order to listen to the divine. And with this you see that it's also your opening to your self-confidence. It's the color of the Manipura chakra, this one here. So know that by really nurturing the champion within yourself, you're also growing within self-confidence, and you're taking your power back in every situation. It's also beautiful to see that every color of all the chakras are in this reading, even though I've used different chakra decks. So what I see with this is that you're in a state where you're very balanced. You're coming into a lot of balance at this time. And often we feel like spontaneous actions or passion can either bring us out of balance, but most of the times when we're allowing spirit to guide us, we become passionate automatically. We become ignited with the spark of joy because we see that there is a higher intelligence guiding us through life, bringing us to the right people, to the right occasions, and also allows us to enjoy the simple things within life and to really... What I get is also that you're being called to simplify your life at this time. You might have been very hard to yourself in the past, and you might need to do a lot of different things and has to be a certain way, maybe even a little bit controlling. But what I get with this is that you're being called to simplify and to know that sometimes, or most of the times, less is more. And that just to do one thing with so much care and with so much compassion and with so much presence is of more quality than doing all these different things with just a little bit of presence. So you might have been multitasking a lot, but by coming into your balance, you're being asked to do one thing at a time with your full presence, with your full care, with your full attention. And when you do this, all the things you create, all the things you put your essence to, become more fertile, become more energetically charged, and by that become more abundantly. So the two cards that came out is this one. I want to get the light in. Yes. What do you believe? I am open to feel what is right. We just talked about that grounding is really essential for your consciousness to evolve at this time. And with this, I also get that the more grounded you become, the easier it will be to see what is actually true and to see which information you take in and which information you can just leave and say, that's no more, that's not for me anymore. I don't need that. I don't need that in my field. I don't need that within my reality. So really trust yourself. Like, do you feel that certain places, certain people make you feel drained or activate an old version of yourself? Then be open to know that it's also okay to say goodbye. It's also okay to lovingly distance yourself from something and say, that's not for me anymore. Because I'm really growing within my fertile creations. I'm growing within my passion, and this does not align with it. So be very honest to yourself as well. The card that came with it is this one. And it says, shining. I trust my inner wisdom. So this claims this as well. It's like it's a time to be very clear and to allow yourself to trust the guidance that you get from your body, the guidance that you get from your internal system, because you've been clearing, you've been transforming, and by doing that, you become clearer within your own being. And when we become clearer within our own being, we can easily access, because we have more direction, we have an inner compass that guides us through life. So really trust this inner compass that is being birthed. Because this inner compass is allowing you to shine within your uniqueness, to shine within your own being. And the more you will follow this, the more you allow yourself to shine and to trust your own inner being, your own inner wisdom, the more passionate you will be. So it's really a time for you to focus on all the things that feel passionate, all the things that make you feel fertile, that make you feel like growth and expansion is on the horizon. And that's what fertility is as well. It brings back this expanded mind, this expanded field of energy that believes and feels and thinks that everything is there to be unfold. Everything is possible. And that's what fertility does to us as well. It's creating this spark of energy within our own beings to see that everything is possible and to see the possibilities, to see that life is here to be created and we are constantly in creation with Source. So trust yourself at this time and trust your passion, trust the fertility that's being present within your being and follow it. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know. It has been some time that I have been talking English. So I'm gonna get used to it, and I hope to see you at our next reading. Make sure to get this beautiful frequency discovery game. You can already pre-order it on our website, www.mysticus.nl. I will link it down below, and leave a like, a comment. If this resonated for you, I'm very curious because it has been a while and we're getting back on track. So hope to see you next time. Enjoy your day.